wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold.
If your question is, who am I going to call to bring the kind of services into my home that I need because I can't get out? House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. They can bring in doctors, dentists, nurses, therapists, and more. And those medical services are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. And they have all sorts of non-medical services, whatever you need. Now, if you use 4 hours or more of non-medical services per month, you're going to get a free personal emergency button telephone that you can use for both emergencies or daily use. Call House Calls on Wheels toll-free for further information. 1-888-489-8980. That's 1-888-489-8980.
For over 30 years, Cruise Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruise Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruise Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. And welcome. And maybe a Wednesday like today should be called Wonderful Wednesday. It's so great to see sunlight out there and greenery around us. We are so blessed to live in this great state of Michigan and actually enjoy literally the fruits of what we have. Unfortunately, like a lot of great things, there's some downsides. While we're on the air for the next hour, I hope to possibly talk to you by phone on the air so we can share some of your thoughts. But if you are not in the mood to call in or are intimidated, I learned that word yesterday, thought I'd impress you with my vocabulary. Yes? Anyway, I like to live life in the positive side of life. And I've been very fortunate to be in this country, and I really appreciate what we have, and I wish our politicians would concentrate on how to work together instead of trying to outdo one another. While we're on the air for the next hour, 248-557-3300. Feel free to call in about something that's in your life that you feel we as a community can help you out in. On the air while we're on is 248-557-3300. For the first half hour, I titled it Bright Side of Aging, because I really do feel there is a bright side of aging. And you're going to say, what is that, Ike? I'm glad you asked. bright side of aging is that, first of all, you've had a chance to see life in many more years than people that are younger than you. And yes, one of my Ikeisms, as I like to call them, is the next best thing to a picture. In fact, it's even better, is the real thing. In fact, you heard the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, the real thing is worth 1,000 pictures. Wow. Think about that. If you got some thoughts that motivate you for the next hour, by all means, feel free to call in 248-557-3300. For the next 20 minutes or so, we'll be devoting our thoughts to the bright side of aging. At the break, 11:30 to 12 noon, we will be discussing entrepreneurship. Yes, this is the kingpin, so to speak, or now I have to be politically correct, the king and queen of our whole world. We have more opportunities in this country than any other country in the whole world. The sad part is that we destroy ourselves in talking about all the negative things that we have. There is no country in the whole world that doesn't have negative things. Do you realize how sad it is that in China and Russia now and Korea, people are afraid to even announce what their name is. They have to go in hiding. I've heard in parts of China people haven't been outside for months on end. Now they're sort of easing things, but still the restrictions are overwhelming. In this country we have loosened up quite a bit, and you can really enjoy outside concerts. It's such a joyful thing to be able to go in your own area. If you're fortunate enough to have parks and recreation around you, great. If not, there are free transportation services. And I'll be more than happy to help you by writing this phone number down, because I'd like you to hang on to it, not only for good stuff, but when you run into a challenge. My toll-free number, 888-489-8980. My toll-free number, 7 days a week, holidays, nighttime, and if I'm awake or not on another call, when you call 888-489-8980 and you wish to speak to me directly, just press number 1. That's it. I'll be glad to talk to you by phone anytime, as long as I'm not sleeping. Although some of my remarks are better when I'm sleeping. Today, in fact, if you wanted to meet in person, I'm really joyful and grateful that my good pharmacy friend, as many of you may know, I am a pharmacist. I had the privilege of filling prescriptions for over 40 years under the name of the store Owl Drugs. We had about 10 stores that we actually had spread out throughout the city. Our motto at the time was that we give a hoot about your health. Unfortunately, in time, with all the rigmarole involved in the healthcare field, where insurance companies came in and tried to basically put the independent pharmacies out of business, they may not have put them all out of business, but they certainly made life a lot more difficult. So now you have the major chains like CVS and Rite Aid and Walgreens. They're all great organizations, but you don't have that personal touch of an independent pharmacist. But you do with me. Call 888-489-8980. Fortunately, there are still quite a few pharmacies that are independently owned. And if you're interested in being in touch with pharmacists that really can take the time with you on a one-to-one basis, call me, because I am proud that I started an organization. I wasn't the only one, but I was part of the organization when it first started, the American Society of Consultant Pharmacists. There are approximately now over 5,000 pharmacists that basically are devoted to the old way of pharmacy, where you talk to a person as a human being, and there are pharmacists like that around that I'd like to put you in touch if you're interested. All you got to do when I'm off the air is 888-489-8980. While we're on the air, 248-557-3300. I started to mention today, Wednesday, from 1 to 2, I'll be over at the Caustic Center with my buddy pharmacist, Jerry Gilfix, and it's called the Friends Group. The Caustic Center is at 11 Mile and Middle Belt, and the official address is 28600 West 11 Mile Road, and that's in Farmington Hills. And I'm talking to some other senior centers and community centers to develop a relationship of people that, as I like to say, not old people, seasoned people. I'm seasoned. I'm seasoned to 83 years of age, and I'm very proud of it, and quite frankly, I've been very fortunate in being here today, because if it weren't for this great country, I may not have survived. I was born in Romania. And I'll tell you, having lived with restrictions that other countries unfortunately are suffering from today, I can really appreciate the dilemma that you have in Ukraine. And the good news is that we still have heroic figures, and we should be so grateful with the soldiers that have put their lives on the line, and some of them lost their lives. We just memorialized our Memorial Day, and it really gives you a perspective of what people have gone through for us to appreciate this wonderful country. And my mission here is to try to help you as you age, to age gracefully. I heard a sort of sarcastic joke about aging gracefully means you grow ugly slowly. But I don't subscribe to that. I think the wonderful thing about aging is that if you are open-minded, you gain wisdom. The great saying that I love to quote is that aging is inevitable. Wisdom is optional. I know a lot of rather hate to use the word dumb, but it describes it well. People that just because chronologically they should be wise. I've talked to young people in their early years. They've got more wisdom than many of the supposedly wise elderly people. You're supposed to learn from life. Education, and I'm proud that I was able to graduate from Wayne State University. At that time, they had very few buildings. In fact, it sort of signifies my situation, because now they've got a beautiful campus, as many of you know. It's really a top-notch university. But when I was there, we had Old Main. And the name was appropriate. It was the main building, and it was old. But the education I got there was wonderful. And pharmacists are, like many nursing personnel, are really, deprived of the dignity and honor they should have. In all due respect, I have a lot of great friends that are doctors. It's a wonderful profession. They can diagnose the problem. If you get the right doctor, he can make sure that you live for as long as your good genes will allow. But, in all due respect, after the doctor decides or diagnoses what your problems are, when it comes to what are you going to do about it, guess what? In many cases, you need a prescription filled, and you need a nurse to take care of you. So the doctor basically is the messenger of what your situation is. The rest of the healthcare professionals pick up on what you're going to do about it. And that's a message I'd like to convey today before we take our break, and that is, whenever you run into a challenge, don't become overwhelmed with the challenge and freeze and not doing anything. No matter what comes your way, remember the famous question that you should ask yourself, and I'm here to help you as you age. Once you decide or you confront a problem, what you should be asking is, what do I do now? That's where I can help you come in with a team of healthcare professionals that I surrounded myself with. We provide in-home medical and non-medical care. We can help you as you age. If your home is not quite patient-friendly, as I like to call it, what to do about it and who to call. And we're going to be talking about that when we get back from our brief break. So please, don't go away. On the air, 248-557-3300. Feel free to call in. Right now, we'll take a break. Family run for over 88 years, Friends Hardware has remained family-owned and operated. Friends Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Friends Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Friends Hardware.
If your question is, who am I going to call to bring the kind of services into my home that I need because I can't get out? House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. They can bring in doctors, dentists, nurses, therapists, and more. And those medical services are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. And they have all sorts of non-medical services, whatever you need. Now, if you use 4 hours or more of non-medical services per month, you're going to get a free personal emergency button telephone that you can use for both emergencies or daily use. Call House Calls on Wheels toll-free for further information. 1-888-489-8980. That's 1-888-489-8980.
And we're back, and hopefully you are. As I mentioned, while we're on the air for the next 45 minutes, It's 248-557-3300. 248-557-3300. I'd like to take the remaining of this half hour to talk about senior issues and what to do about it. At 11:30, we're going to go into entrepreneurship on how to start or build your own business. Yes, American Dream is still available, but there's a 4-letter word that you have to remember no matter what age you are. And that 4-letter word is work, W-O-R-K. If you're willing to work, anything is really possible. In fact, you may have heard the breakdown when people say, it's impossible. No, everything is possible if you know what the heck to do, and if not, surround yourself with people who can help you. You break down the word impossible, the first 2 letters are I-M, correct? And the remaining words or letters represent possible. So I am possible. You're not impossible. Everyone has a gift. Unfortunately, many people never really reach into their gift. But I also want to be practical. There is no doubt, as we gain in years, we lose in certain parts of our whole life in terms of being able to get around. Your vision isn't quite the same, your hearing isn't quite the same. In fact, everything is somewhat changed. But don't fight it. Adjust to it. Many of you who've heard this program have heard the ABCs of positive aging. Well, the first one, the letter A, stands for accept. It also stands for adapt. So in other words, as you go through life, accept that, hey, I'm so-and-so at such and such age. I get a kick out of people who say, oh, that's going to age me. So what? we are all born on a certain day. And just because you were born on a day that's further back than the people that you're talking to, so what? You should be proud that you've been able to make it so far and hopefully keep on going. And then adapt to what's going on. George Burns had that great line that I love to quote. He says, I'm getting to that point in life now that when I bend down, I see what else I can do while I'm down there. I'm adjusting to a lot of stuff. And be open to what's available to you. Our previous commercial that you may have heard is from someone who really aged gracefully, and he passed away right after he had done one of his radio shows on this very station, Bob Allison. I am proud to say I had a real great friendship with him. We had many wonderful lunches together, and Bob Allison was a Rotarian, which I am as well. In fact, he was honored for being a Rotarian for over 50 years. And in tribute to him, his family wanted me to make sure that some of his cookbooks were still available. If you're interested, because of the Rotary involvement, I can make the cookbooks available in your area at a food store or a store that you frequent, and as long as you make a donation to the Rotary Club, the book is yours for free. I'm a firm believer that you can do well doing good. You make out a check to the Rotary Club, whatever your conscience gives you, out to the Rotary Club, and the Rotary Club helps people all around the world. I mentioned adapt. I'm a proud Rotarian. There are over 1 million people, members of the Rotary Club. Join our local Rotary Club. You could be my guest out in West Bloomfield that I belong to any Friday from 12 to 1. And I also am a member of the Optimist Club. And they too have over 1 million people. Join up with a local service group. You give back to the community. And who's going to join a Rotary or an Optimist Club? People that are of the giving type. We have so many garbage type people that I have a better word to use, but I don't want to use it on the air. Despicable people who are out to do harm. The Rotarians, the Optimist Club, there's the Kiwanis Club. There's all kinds of great service organizations. And we meet to share our talents and to give back to the community. On your particular situation, if you're looking to make a move from the house that you're in, and by the way, the House Calls on Wheels, that's one of our sponsors, can renovate your home so you can stay where you are. But let's say you want to make a move. Big question that you have to ask yourself is, how much can I afford? And guess what? Your home is worth money. You could actually work out a reverse mortgage. And you see those commercials on the air, those are legit. If you are 62 and over, your house can be your bank, where depending on the value of your home, you can actually get a substantial amount of cash to use for whatever your needs are, to even make a move. You retain ownership of the home for as long as you live. Sounds too good to be true? Hate to tell you. But there are certain things that are true and do sound to be good to be true. They are true. Call our toll-free number anytime, 888-489-8980. I can help you in making your home safer. If climbing stairs is an issue, we have stair glides that can actually take you right up the stairs, or even put in an elevator. We don't charge for the initial visit, and we can point out areas in your home where you can stay where you are. But let's say you want to move. We can help you in the moving process. Actually, Sam George, who's a good friend, is a veteran. He has Veterans Moving Company. And if you're a veteran, by the way, he's looking for other veterans to not only work with him, but if you want to have your own moving company, he can help you in the financing so that you can be literally your own boss. Nothing better than being your own boss. You're the only one that can fire yourself. But on a positive note, you have to find something to make it financially practical. We can help you there. All you have to do is call 1-888-489-8980. I have some other thoughts, but not today, because I like to leave this segment with my favorite parting thought, which is, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift, and that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with a bright side of aging. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, You should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other and achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, EntrepreneursNetworkofMichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like a free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. Family run for over 88 years, Friends Hardware has remained family-owned and operated. Friends Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Friends Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Friends Hardware. And welcome, and hopefully we can see each other in person soon, because as you can appreciate, things have sort of cooled down, so to speak, and does not mean that you are totally, out there doing no protection of yourself at all. It means that you have to be cautious. And I find it interesting, a lot of people, when there's a change in their life, suddenly freeze and doing nothing. Entrepreneurship is intended that no matter what comes your way, don't look upon it as an obstacle. As has been well said, one of my Ikeisms, and by the way, these are not mine all original. Some of them are, but this one I love to quote, states that if you come against a stumbling block, don't look upon it as a stumbling block, look upon it as a stepping stone. That's our mission. The Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan that I'm proud I started almost 50 years ago. Last century. We started out with my neighbor and myself, and we now have close to 20,000 contacts all around the world. Now, they don't all come to the meeting at the same time, although we meet by Zoom now from 12 to 1 on every other Tuesday. In fact, if you're interested, next Tuesday, call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980, or check out EntrepreneursNetworkofMichigan.com for our meeting schedule. So you don't have to leave your home or your car. Please don't drive while you're talking to us or listening to us, but you're welcome to pipe in, so to speak. If you're looking to start a business, build a business. In fact, I cannot keep track of the number of people I was privileged to just give the right advice or give them a connection. That's what entrepreneurship is all about. Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan does not mean it's an organization of not working. It means networking. Our next meeting on Zoom will be next Tuesday, which is the 7th. That's June 7th. If you're interested in participating, great. If not that day, guess what? Our subsequent meeting is going to be on the first day of summer, June 21st. Call our toll-free number and you can get involved in our meeting. But if you want to meet person to person, I'm really grateful that one of our members, in fact several of our members, Dr. Kevin Pappert and Josh Roditis, are actually presenting a meeting this Saturday, June 4th, from 10 to 12 at Little Daddy's Restaurant. You can mingle and share your ideas. We have a lot of dynamic people that show up at the meetings that are looking for connections. And in fact, what makes our organization unique is that we don't discourage you from working with one another as helping one another in building your sales. We encourage you to give a referral fee of whatever someone brings to you from the organization. And if you want to make a donation and give back to the community, nobody prevents you from doing that. Truth of it is, many times feel, oh my goodness, I'm getting money for bringing business to someone else, or possibly they're making a sale of what a product or service they have, for them to give some sort of a commission or referral fee. They think somehow that's cheating. It ain't cheating. Why do you think businesses exist? So that they can make a profit. And if I can help you in being put in touch with the right person, and I was helpful in getting it done, why is it so terrible that I get something for it? Likewise, I give you something, and financially, that can help you on your way to success. Remember, money is a commodity that's used to keep any society fluid. Sad part is that we have a lot of shenanigans that go on that I'm not particularly proud of. In fact, some I think are disgusting. And you can be honest and do well. One of my great sayings, and it's a mission that I try to share, is that you can do well doing good. And I'm blessed to have a lot of really great people that are doing well and doing good at the same time. At around 8 or 10 minutes from now, we're going to have Dan DaBardino calling in, who is a business professional who heads up Crime Stoppers and who is actually going to be announcing a fundraiser that you can participate in, and it's a golf outing. You pay to play golf, and from the proceeds, they have money to help stop the current situation that we have of criminals out there. I feel sort of awkward saying this, but the truth is, all people are not good. Unfortunately, we have people, some unfortunately because of their mental situation. Others are just corrupt people. I don't know the answer. But the truth of it is that if you don't identify the problem, it's never going to be solved. And Crime Stoppers is a premier organization, national one, whereby if you give a tip on something that you feel doesn't seem right, and you turn out to be right, that indeed is something that should be done and stopped, Crime Stoppers, as the name implies, does just that. And guess what? They give you a reward if indeed you have helped them put some of these unfortunately mentally troubled people behind some sort of an environment where they can be supervised. In fact, not to go far a tangent, I cannot believe how naive we are, our leadership is, that the way our law is written now is outrageous. That if you know someone is out to do no good, and you have got all kinds of evidence to prove that they're definitely mentally disturbed, nothing can be done to them until they do whatever evil act they want to do. Why do we have to work backwards? Why don't we work right now and work forwards? We should have, whenever some crazy person, for lack of a better word, calls a school, a young person, and threatens they're going to put a bomb in the school, and the whole school has to close down, why can't that individual be tracked and be put in some sort of confinement? We've got all these empty buildings. We've got all these empty institutions. These mental institutions that were torn down and locked up. I'm not saying you automatically get into that kind of a setting, but for sure you shouldn't be left alone to do harm, and then after that have funerals where everyone goes around describing how wonderful that human being that is no longer around with us. It's ridiculous and it's outrageous. If you're seriously interested in that thought, I'd be glad to try to help in getting the message to other people that want to do something. We can work as a team. We've all heard that great breakdown of the word team. The letters team stands for together everyone achieves more. We can achieve more if we work together. Likewise, in corrupt situations, but also in your daily life. If you're an entrepreneur interested in starting your own business or building an existing business, I'm really grateful that I'm working with the Small Business Administration and also the Michigan Chamber of Commerce. We can help you in putting a business plan together. First of all, the ideal thing is to write out a business plan. We can help you in writing a business plan within your budget. You don't have to break the bank, so to speak. In fact, don't even consider breaking banks, because that's going to get you behind bars somewhere. Give us a call anytime at 888-489-8980. We can help you from start to finish, so to speak. So if you want to get started and you're serious, join us on our Zoom meetings or the in-person meetings, or just call me anytime. And I'll repeat my phone number, 888-489-8980. That's 888-489-8980. Right now we'll take a brief break, and we will be right back with a real dynamic individual by the name of Mr. Dan DaBardino. Don't you dare go away.
If your question is, who am I going to call to bring the kind of services into my home that I need because I can't get out? House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. They can bring in doctors, dentists, nurses, therapists, and more. And those medical services are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. And they have all sorts of non-medical services, whatever you need. Now, if you use 4 hours or more of non-medical services per month, you're going to get a free personal emergency button telephone that you can use for both emergencies or daily use. Call House Calls on Wheels toll-free for further information. 1-888-489-8980. That's 1-888-489-8980.
For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. And we're on, and hopefully you are as well. I'm so excited about having really a dynamic individual who I've had the privilege of introducing to our Rotary Club and the Optimist Club, and he is doing something that actually is proactive instead of just complaining and talking about it. And his name is Dan DaBardino, and he's a very successful business professional, but even more important, he's the main guy at Crime Stoppers. You've heard the name, and I love the name because it exemplifies what he does. He helps stop crime. Is that right, Mr. Dan DaBardino?
It certainly is, Ike, myself and my team. Thank you, Ike, for a good morning to you and good morning to your listeners, Ike. And as always, I appreciate the opportunity to introduce to your listeners our organization, Crime Stoppers of Michigan. We are a nonprofit, 501c3 organization, independent of everyone and anyone. We service the entire southeast Michigan area. We cover the 7 counties of southeast Michigan, and our role basically is twofold. We have 2 very specific deliveries that we like to call them, or programs that we deliver to 5.4 million people in southeast Michigan. The one program that many of your listeners probably know of because of the television would be the 1-800-SPEAK-UP number, which is a number that we provide people who, for a number of reasons, may not want to call a specific law enforcement agency about information that they may have, either about a crime that may occur, a crime that has occurred, because of a number of reasons. They're concerned about perhaps their physical being. They're concerned about the safety of their grandchildren or their property or what have you. So we offer an alternative, 1-800-SPEAK-UP. And basically what's good about that number is that it is absolutely an anonymous phone call. It's answered in Dallas, Texas, and the information is then sent up to us in Southfield, and we provide that information to the appropriate law enforcement agency, be it federal, state, county, etc., so that they can use that information to solve a crime and get bad people off the street, which indeed helps to reduce crime. And as you know, Ike, because we've talked enough, over the last 6 years, we have taken in 42,000 anonymous calls, and happy to report that not one of those calls, or I should say callers, we refer to them as tipsters, not one of those tipsters has ever been identified. It's an anonymous program through and through. And as a result of the anonymous program, we offer a reward if the information that the tipster provides is deemed good enough by the respective law enforcement agency to cause an arrest. And people often ask, Ike, as you know, well, if these calls are anonymous, how could you possibly be able to pay a reward? And I think that's a great question and one that absolutely needs to always be answered. And the way we do it, Ike, is this. When someone calls 1-800-SPEAK-UP, that information is again answered. The phone call is answered in Dallas, Texas. We get it up here in Southfield, which is where our office is located. We get it out to the law enforcement agency. They let us know whether the information that was provided caused an arrest. And what we do is we tell the tipster when they call, even though we don't want their name or we don't want to know what color they are, how old they are, where they live, except we don't want to know anything about them. We just want the information that they have. We give them a 5-digit number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you will, and we tell them that their tip may, if it causes an arrest, their tip may warrant a reward. Some of these rewards are $1,000. Some of these rewards are $15,000 or higher. We tell them that if they'd like to follow the tip to see if the tip indeed caused an arrest, that they can call our Southfield number on a weekly basis, and some of them do. And they're told your tip is still being worked, your tip was redundant or didn't help, but thank you for stepping forward, if you will, and making the call. Other people are told, yes, indeed, your tip did cause an arrest. We very much appreciate it, and your information is going to be looked at by what we call a reward court. And at that point, if they're told that a reward could be obtained, they're told simply, without telling us who they are or where they live or anything else, can they get to a number of banks that we have working with us. And when they tell us which bank they'd like to go to, we tell them to go to that bank between Monday at 9 and Saturday at noon. Simply ask for the bank manager, tell them your tipster 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they will provide you with the reward money, and you walk out the front door. It's in cash. The good thing, Ike, as you know, and this is the thing that really should make people happy, that maybe only 35% of the people that are awarded rewards even collect them. So it does tell you that there are a lot of people in Southeast Michigan that just want to do the right thing. So how do we get reward money? We get it because we do fundraising. And as Ike knows, this next Monday coming up, a week from last Monday, on the 6th, we have a big golf outing out in Boulder Point, which is out in the Oxford area, where we have about 135 golfers going to join us for the day, and we raise money. And Huntington Bank helps sponsor it, and a lot of other AT&T sponsor this event. So we raise funds through that, and we try to keep all of that going. We're tight. We don't have a lot of money, but the money that we do have, we put into programming and community outreach programs so that we can continue to provide support and help to victims and their families. And the other thing, Ike, and I know it's tight for time, but I want to get this out. The other program that we deliver is called the Center for Crime Prevention, and I would invite your listeners to go onto our website, www.1800speakup.org, and go to our resource page where there's a lot of information that we provide people, parents, children, grandparents, etc., to keep themselves safe, keep them from becoming victims of crime. We also have a YouTube channel. Crime Stoppers of Michigan has its own YouTube channel where you can listen to. We have a speaker series once a month. Police officers and various people who talk about ways that you can maintain your lifestyle so that you are safe and you don't become a victim of crime. So I would encourage and invite your listeners to do that. And I would lastly invite your listeners. We have a $5 a month program that the average of folks can help us and support us so that we can continue to provide help and support the victims and their families. And they can find that information again at our website of www.1800speakup.org. And as always, Ike, I appreciate the opportunity to talk to your listeners this morning.
Well, I appreciate your being available, and any organization that is looking for some really great information presented in an interesting way. Dan DaBardino is your man. And in fact, Dan, if anyone has got some concerns about a neighbor or someone that they think might be out for no good, is there a toll-free number you'd like to give out that they can call?
Yes, it's 1-800-SPEAK-UP. That is the anonymous call, 1-800-SPEAK-UP. If any of your listeners have any kind of organization that would just like us to present, as I just talked about, present our information and what we do, you can call me directly at 313-922-5000. And just ask for Dan. If I'm not there, they'll get me to you. That's 313-922-5000. And
I really appreciate your being available. And this is my own thought. We are all so devastated by all the school shootings that are now, and we feel morally obligated to do something. I can't think of a better tribute. Obviously, as they say, when you're making a donation to a worthy cause, no donation is too high. But by the same token, for $5 a month, you can at least surround yourself with other people that are like-minded to do something that will make you feel good and help stop so many corrupt people that are out there that unfortunately, for one reason or another, have to be stopped. And that's what Crime Stoppers is all about. Dan, it's been a delight. I will book you again somewhere.
So, I know you will, Ike, and I always answer your call. I appreciate it, and you are a great supporter and promoter of Crime Stoppers of Michigan, and more importantly, you're a great supporter to keep people safe, and we appreciate that. Ike, have a great day. God bless.
God bless you as well. Right now, folks,
Bye-bye.
we're gonna wrap it up, and until our next visit. And as I mentioned, my toll-free number 888-489-8980. Call me anytime. If you have a worthy organization you'd like to have highlighted, I welcome those kind of calls. You don't have to make complicated plans. If you're doing something worthwhile to help our community, I'd be delighted to make that happen. You're welcome to be a speaker at a Rotary Club and also the Optimist Club. Just let me know. And the key is communication is the heart and soul of getting anything done. I'd like to share some more thoughts, but not today, because I got to wrap it up. And I'll never leave the show without my favorite parting entrepreneurial thought, which is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.
WNZK has available a few good hours of airtime for a few good programs to serve their communities. Radio is better than ever in targeting an audience that listens to what you say. Learn more about this